right, everybody, welcome into Around the Felt, episode number 33. We got a special episode. As you can see, Thanksgiving is upon us. We got Joe with us here today, as well as a visiting Gobble.
Gobble, gobble. How you boys doing?
And by that, those of you who are just listening, that is Zach Tong, the on-staff gobbler.
The logistics king, the gobbler, the turkey himself.
Yeah, I removed the logistics title. He's just straight up gobbler on Instagram now.
I get a job done, all right?
He'll gobble on anything.
And I mean, anything.
That's crazy,
man,
yo.
That's wild.
That's crazy. Yeah, but we got a special pod. Obviously, Thanksgiving on Thursday. We got 3 games on Thursday. We have the Black Friday game on Friday that Reagan and I will be at.
That we will
and
be.
And Zach will be there as well.
Gobble, gobble.
Jets, Dolphins. And then we have a huge Sunday slate and, of course, the Monday night game. So we have
no
16 games this week, no bye weeks, so action-packed. We have a lot to get into today. Let's get into the news. Big news today. I mean, we're recording on Tuesday night now, so it's only been 24 hours. Decent amount of news happened, but former All-Pro linebacker Shaq Leonard waived by the Colts. Very interesting move, Reagan. I wonder if there's something under the surface here that we're not seeing. I know that he lost playing time to speed at linebacker.
Yeah, I found that interesting because this guy's been an All-Pro before. I mean, I expect him to get scooped up very quickly off of waivers. You'd think somebody's going to blow
hold on. So I got a point to that. If a team were to claim Shaq Leonard, they actually pick up his contract. So they'd owe him $6.1 million for the remainder of this season. And then in 2024, $16 million, 2025, $19 million, 2026, $19.6 million.
Why
so
though?
he had
Leonard
a big...
Darius Leonard or Shaq Leonard?
He changed his name to Shaq.
Same guy.
He did?
Same guy.
Yeah.
That's really...
Colin's
Same
just
guy.
trying to be respectful.
Yes, I respect Shaq Leonard's name change.
Why did he do that?
Just very interesting.
I
The
don't
Colts
know.
signed him to a big deal, and now they're waiving him in the middle of the season, post-trade deadline.
Yeah, I don't really get the whole contract deal though. Like, why would it? So dude's just screwed over because nobody's gonna pick him up.
Yes, well, that's the thing. No one's going to claim him because no one wants to take on that contract. But then he'll be a free agent, and then he can sign anywhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it
Giants?
seems like now the Giants don't need a linebacker help right now. But
No, it's gonna be a contender.
I think it's going to be the Eagles. I think it's a Howie Roseman special, and he adds Shaq Leonard to that defense. It just
Good for
seems
them.
like such an Eagles move. I don't know about you. Maybe the Chiefs, because Nick Bolton's hurt. The
Well,
Chiefs could be interesting.
Speaking of that, we'll recap that game too right after that because that was the punishment.
That
buddy.
was the punishment.
We ended the podcast. The Chiefs were up 7-0, and you all seemed pretty confident that I was going to be getting punished this week.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. But yeah, I mean,
I am not.
Contenders seems to be picking up Shaq Leonard. Obviously, the Niners don't need him. Maybe the Bills with Matt Milano out for the season.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a sneaky spot. I like that.
Wow.
Definitely some contenders that are going to be fighting for Shaq Leonard for the remainder of the year. But I do think he goes unclaimed, which means he's going to have his pick of the litter. The Steelers fired offensive coordinator Matt Canada. Finally, Steelers fans have
Send
been
his ass
begging.
back to Canada.
Steelers fans have been begging for this for months. They finally make the move after the debacle on Sunday.
Yeah,
And
I know.
Kenny
I know our
Pickett's
boy
not
Ed's
developed.
very happy.
Shout out Ed, baby. Let's go. That's big for the Steelers.
Because when he came on the podcast, that was the biggest thing. Get rid of Matt Canada. He's a bum. He's a bum. He said. So Ed got his wishes.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge for Steelers fans. I mean, the offense can't be any worse than it has been, so it'll surely be an upgrade.
Yeah.
For the Saints, Reagan, Michael Thomas with his knee has been placed
Yep.
on IR. What do you think about this?
I mean, for the player, it just sucks. Because, I mean, let's not forget, this guy was the number 1 wide receiver at one point. And now it's just, the guy can't stay healthy, unfortunately. It's been, well, when was the last time he played a full season?
Oh, man.
I think 2018, 2019. So it's been a long time since he was able to stay healthy. And he seemed to be back on the right track. I mean, the good thing is it's only the 4-game IR, so he should be back this season. I expect this team to be in the playoffs, so that's a key loss for this team. I mean, Rashid Shaheed's going to have a bigger role now, so he's definitely someone I'm looking at in fantasy to scoop up.
Hopefully Taysom Hill has a bigger role.
Yeah,
sure
I would
hope so.
imagine the role will get bigger for him.
Yeah, Michael Thomas hasn't really been a huge factor thus far this season, but still his presence
It's
definitely noteworthy.
noticed, yeah.
And finally, Deshaun Watson underwent successful shoulder surgery. He's expected to be ready for the start of 2024. I guess if
Wow.
there's
Best contract
a
in football,
positive, the absolute worst contract in football, the Browns are chalked this season, but at least his surgery was successful. He should be ready to go for the start of next season. All right, that wraps up the news. Joe, what do we have for questions?
All right, fellas. Let's start it off with Evan Bordeaux.
Bordeaux.
What up, Bordeaux? How we doing, brother?
Name a team from each conference that is outside the top three seeds, that is poised to make a Cinderella run in the playoffs. Sorry.
Cinderella
That's
man.
a tongue twister.
The
Cat
Cinderella
got your
man.
tongue. Meow.
Cat got your tongue there, Joe?
Meow.
Cinderella man.
Sorry, guys.
So
Do
outside
10
the
push-ups
top
for that.
3, that's poised to make a postseason
10
run.
gobble squats.
Yeah.
That's poised to make a postseason run. Was the
Yeah.
question? Or a
Yeah.
team that's like
So
outside
like the team that's around like the 4th seed for the AFC and the NFC.
that can make a
Basically,
run.
the 4 seed or one of the wild cards.
that can make a
Yeah.
run to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that could make a run.
In the AFC side, I mean, Buffalo's they're 6 and that's easy for me. I mean,
Buffalo's
they're on
definitely
the
there.
outside right now at 6 and 5.
Little
but
teaser.
I mean,
I have Buffalo beating Philly this week.
I'm looking at
Spark a run.
I'm
No.
looking-
I like Buffalo, man. I like Buffalo.
I'm looking at every team in front of Buffalo right now, and they're better outside of Kansas City and Baltimore. Like, I can say that even though Jacksonville beat them, neutral site, London, Jacksonville was already there.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. They smacked Miami. Cleveland and Pittsburgh have no offense, and then Houston.
Yeah, that's the
Houston,
thing.
I just don't think they could match up with the Bills.
I agree with you, Reagan. With Pittsburgh and Cleveland, their ceiling is capped because of their offense. I mean, they're not going to be able to score with the elite teams in the playoffs, and I don't think their defense can be able to hold up long enough to win them 4 games.
Yeah, and then on the NFC side,
I mean, you
I'm
have
gonna go
Detroit, San
with-
Francisco, Philly. I mean, Dallas is an obvious one just because
I'm going to go with Seattle, man. I really believe in the Seattle team. Like,
You're still going to believe in them after they get smacked on Thanksgiving?
well, it depends who plays quarterback, because if Drew Lock is playing quarterback, I will agree with you on that. But if Geno Smith's playing, I do think they can win. While I do have we'll get into that a little bit later, but I do think Seattle's going to compete in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to disagree with you, but just looking at the standings, like, do I trust Atlanta more than Seattle? Hell no. Do I trust Minnesota with Josh Dobbs? No. Do I trust
technically-
Washington? No. Do I trust Green Bay? No. Do I,
I mean,
trust
just
Tampa
Dallas
Bay?
is the
No.
easy answer too. But
I know, but Dallas it's like too obvious. But obviously, if you're talking the 4th seed, it's got to be Dallas.
yeah, I mean, I just wanted to give a little bit of a different
Yeah,
perspective.
but I'm not gonna
Dallas
argue-
is the smash.
I'm not
answer
going to
on that one.
argue the Rams against you or any of those other teams I mentioned.
Yeah.
All right, we got Jared Crampton next up.
What's up, Cranberry
Jerry?
Cran Cake?
Well, festive question from Jerry. What are some things in the NFL that y'all are thankful for?
I'm thankful for you, the punishment
That's
king.
a great question, bro.
I'm thankful for you, the punishment king.
Uh,
I'm thankful for modern medicine so Aaron Rodgers can come back this season early.
And psychedelics.
I'm thankful for Tim Boyle because he
um,
makes me get to gouge my eyes out.
I'm thankful for just football in general because even in years like this year where my team's a total fucking panty waste, I can still enjoy watching the sport. I'm thankful for Tommy DeVito because he's at least entertaining a little bit. And he's getting the ball to Saquon Barkley, the Jersey Boys.
I might have to clip this with maybe 2-3 weeks ago when we were talking about Tommy DeVito and like, this guy sucks.
He couldn't complete a forward pass, but he did against the Commanders.
Yeah, well, you put some prosciutto.
Hey, they're thankful Tommy DeVito found out how to throw the ball.
Yeah, no, I love that. I'm thankful the Giants have Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau for the next 5+ years. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thankful for football in general.
All right.
I'm thankful for you, Jerry.
I'm thankful for David Montgomery after last week.
I'm thankful for Michael Mayer and Dallas Goedert, our wheel spin hitters.
Yeah, I'm thankful for them
Money
too.
getters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The money makers.
The tight ends.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Hope they will. Trade for Charbonnet for T. Higgins in Dynasty, a good move?
Yes.
Trade Charbonnet for T. Higgins?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
T.
Charbonnet has a second-year running back ahead of him. And granted, it's a run-heavy scheme, so if Walker goes down, yeah, Charbonnet's going to play. But we've seen this year, Walker's just a better player. And Walker's 23 and Charbonnet's, 22? Let's be realistic. T. Higgins, even in the Cincinnati offense, if he weren't to get traded after the season, he still goes back. He's shown that he could be a 1,000-yard receiver, with Jamar Chase opposite of him. So with the potential that he could be moved and become a wide receiver 1 for another team, his upside is just much higher in my opinion. Plus, he has more of a track record.
Yeah, no, I would definitely do that trade as well because I think you're getting T. Higgins at an all-time low, and we both expect him to leave in free agency. So we're thinking he's going to go somewhere and become the wide receiver 1. So his ceiling could only go up, I'd imagine. And I mean, he's basically at his floor right now. So
Absolutely, and especially at his floor now because Jake Brown is going to be starting quarterback the rest of the year. So if this is redraft, it's a different conversation because you don't know what you're going to get with Browning at Q. But for Dynasty, absolutely T. Higgins.
Yep.
And last up, we got our boy Austin.
Austin.
It's with some college football questions, Reagan. I know you'll love these.
Austin, what the hell is wrong with you?
I love him, Austin. Keep him coming because I get shit on him in every fucking.
Keep them coming, Austin. Yeah.
Oh, all right, Austin.
You dirty dog, Austin. You
Who
dirty
will
dog.
win
Dirty
in
little
the
turkey.
Michigan versus Ohio State game this Saturday? Also, do you guys think whoever loses this game drops out of the top 4?
I would say I think Ohio State wins, and it's purely because I just think there's too much going on, too many distractions with Michigan right now with everything going on, as well as I really just don't like how they got a baby of a coach who cried. Like, dude, the guy's alive. Like, shut up. He didn't die. Like,
So who are they taking out?
I was just saying Ohio State won, and I
Yeah.
think
Well, the loser has to drop
the
out.
loser's going to drop out for sure because I don't see both unless Washington and FSU both lose this week. I know FSU is playing Florida and Washington.
Trap game. Go Gators, baby.
And Washington, I don't know who they're playing.
I mean, they need one team to lose in order to stay within the
Well,
top 4
because
right now.
Washington's not in right
but-
now. They're 5.
Washington's 4 right now.
Oh, they are?
FSU's 5.
Oh, you're right.
Oh,
Okay, so
FSU's 5
okay, so it would really depend on his.
FSU dropped to 5 because Jordan Travis is out for the
because
season.
I
Travis.
see both of those
Which
teams
makes
getting into the
sense.
playoffs
Makes
as
it
long as
easier
this
for
game
them.
is close. I see both Ohio State and
Yeah.
Michigan making the
But
playoffs.
in the short term,
But I don't. Harbaugh's missed a lot of games this year. I mean, he was suspended to start the year as well. They played a lot of football without Jim on the sidelines this year.
yeah.
And I mean, I don't think it really has as big of an impact.
But think about-
See,
I mean, I'm not a big
as
college
it
football
really
guy, but I
does.
do know Ohio State's a lot better than any team they've played with those distractions. They really haven't beat anyone outside of Penn
Yeah,
State.
I
They
agree
beat
with
Penn
that.
State.
Yeah,
And Penn State's
probably the
frauds.
But yeah.
Sorry, Logan.
I mean,
But
Frauds.
Ohio
sorry,
State
but
also
who's-
beat
who's
Penn State.
Ohio State
They've
beat
also
this year
beaten.
besides Penn State.
They beat
Notre
Penn State. They
Dame,
beat
they
Notre
They
Dame.
beat Penn
Yeah,
State by
Notre
8.
Dame.
Notre Dame botched a game.
Barely beat
and
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's proven to not be that.
Who else did they
that
beat?
great of a
Look at their
team.
schedule.
I mean, Notre Dame also
Notre
plays a
Dame's-
ridiculous schedule
Notre
now.
Dame's 8-3.
They do play a lot tougher.
Yeah,
All right,
Notre Dame.
Yeah,
so
but
they
Notre Dame's
dropped-
still better than any other team Michigan's played. But
And they won that game off of them being lucky that they had 12 men on the field, too.
Yeah, Notre Dame does play a tough schedule though.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think Notre Dame's too elite of a team. Neither team's really play. I mean,
I'm
they both
going to
played
look
Penn
at
State,
Ohio State's
and
schedule right now.
Notre Dame is better than any other team that Michigan's played.
Yeah.
see the thing, like I want to go Ohio State, but Michigan's a 3.5-point favorite because they are the home team.
I'm going Ohio State.
It's at the big house, and I mean, Ohio State played Notre Dame at home.
I just don't want to root for Michigan. I'd
Fuck
way rather
Michigan.
root for
Fuck
Ohio
Michigan.
State.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Fuck
haven't.
Michigan.
Ohio State really hasn't played anyone.
outside of
even
Notre Dame.
ranked
Outside
besides
of
Notre
Notre
That's what I'm
Dame.
saying. But
and
Notre
Penn
Dame's
State.
played a ridiculous schedule.
Yeah.
Like every week they're playing a decent
They've
team.
played a pretty tough schedule. Nothing
They
like
played a lot
insane.
of ranked teams though. They haven't just played Penn
Do
State.
you guys think Sam Hartman will get drafted?
No,
I don't know.
maybe like 6th round.
He's
But
better off
Yeah.
going to be a model or something.
That's true. A lot of
hey,
girls love him.
yo.
Dude, it's true
girls,
though. The
yeah.
girls love him,
Trust
man.
me.
You look at ranked teams Notre Dame's played. It was like, all right, USC, but USC ended up just being a fucking.
Well, still, I mean,
garbage
it's
team.
better than fucking.
They played
you know.
Clemson. Clemson's not that good this
Clemson,
year.
and then
But
there's-
Clemson's still a
then there's
dangerous team.
Louisville.
Louisville's in the top 10 right
They
now.
played Duke when Duke was. Are they still?
Yeah,
Duke-
Louisville,
Duke
I
is
think,
still
is
okay.
what,
Did they have-
11?
but I don't
Duke's
know if
8-3.
11, right?
I don't know if
Yeah.
Duke had Riley Leonard
Duke's
for that
not
game.
Did you see the
ranked, and
video
Duke's 6-5
last week?
now.
they're
Louisville
6-5
game,
now.
there was like no one in the stands.
They're good, dude.
and
They're like
11
9,
ranked team.
dude.
Yeah.
They're like 8 or did they
I don't
crack?
know if
I'm
they
pretty-
went up. I didn't check out the new rankings.
Because
but
they
last
keep
week
winning,
were
man.
11.
So that's what I'm saying. Notre Dame actually has played. Yeah, they're at 10. Louisville's
Okay,
played a
they
tough
went up.
schedule,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and they were almost 11-0. Their one loss is a bad loss in the season to Pitt, at Pitt, and Pitt.
Who
Pitt's
they
3-8
play
right
next?
now. If they beat Pitt, they'd be 11-0 right now.
Who is their next game?
They have Kentucky, and then they play in the ACC championship against FSU.
Okay,
The Big Ten's just been
that's
weak
gonna
this
be
year.
a- yeah.
Both teams are
That's gonna be a
pretty
sick
untested.
game.
I'm gonna go Ohio State because I don't want to root for Michigan. Fuck Michigan. Go Green, baby.
All right, and then
All right.
did he have anything else?
Yeah, next he also had, what do you guys think about the New Mexico State punter George Eberle getting yelled at by his head coach?
You guys didn't see our boys George and Charlie play for New Mexico State.
Your boys, I don't like them.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. They
I
played.
like those
They played
guys.
at Auburn on Saturday, and they were 26-point underdogs, and they won outright. They didn't just win; they whooped their ass.
31
Yeah.
to 10.
31-10 as
They even
26-point
recorded
dogs.
some stats. Our boy George recorded a timeout stat.
Yeah, so
Let's
George,
go.
so
Huge
George,
timeout.
George, they had a trick play drawn up where Charlie was going to snap to George. It was a 4th and goal from like the 2, and it was like an unbalanced formation. A bunch of guys to the left. Charlie was snapping, and Charlie was supposed to snap to George. George roll out and throw to Charlie behind the line of scrimmage for a touchdown. Would have been sick in Auburn.
I got a
George
sick stat for you,
said
too.
the crowd noise was crazy, and he apparently didn't like the look. Called the timeout. It was their last timeout, and George got his head torn off by the coach.
New Mexico
Would have
State.
been the most electric play.
It would have been insane if Charlie scored that touchdown thrown by George.
New Mexico State received 3 votes to be in the top 25.
Wow, that is so cool. That is so cool.
Would have had 5 if George didn't do
and
that.
which would be
we got to get them on the
26,
pod.
28,
We got to get them on the pod.
They're technically in 34 right now, 34th spot.
Wow.
So if they can win
if they win their conference, they beat
what are
Liberty.
they, in the USA?
They're gonna have to beat Liberty.
If they can win Conference USA and beat Liberty, I mean, I know they play Jacksonville State this week. They're 8-3. Jacksonville State's actually favored by 2.5 points on the road against New Mexico State.
We gotta take New Mexico State.
So they're doubting our boys. So
come on, Felters, we gotta back New Mexico
State.
State.
They're playing Liberty, right?
And then they play
They
Liberty.
play Liberty after.
They play Liberty the following week, and they're 13.5-point underdogs. So they're begging us to win some juicy money.
Liberty's good. Liberty's really good.
Yeah, they're ranked.
But I have faith in our boys.
Anything else?
No, that's
I do want to say one more thing. Hugh Chavez, we see you submitting those questions, man. We're not going to say them on the podcast unless you shorten them down because, I mean, you know, a minute's just too long.
I'll say this, Hugh. We're not going to also read your comment because I know you're just a little troll and you're one of our friends, I'm assuming. There's no way you're a real person just trying to fuck with us. So we're not going to read your question while you're disrespecting us. If you want to come on the pod, you're more than welcome. You know where to find us, brother. Stop being scared.
And also, make your questions shorter, man.
Yeah, no one wants to read a book,
Or
bro.
get a job.
Plus, there's so many grammatical errors, it's hard for us to read. Like, maybe take a 4th grade English class first and then start sending us books.
I mean, I'm not going to comment on the grammar because I'm not good at it either. But
yeah, none of you know this, but for the wheel spin yesterday, Reagan misspelled Kelsey in Travis Kelsey. Yeah.
None of you know this, but I actually knocked him out when he started laughing at me, but none of you know this.
That did not happen.
But nobody knows it. It was off camera.
That's
if the cameras were what
Where's my black eye, bud? Huh?
Hey, good makeup. I guess you watch some TikTok.
You better relax.
Makeup tutorials.
You better relax, or I stuff you like a turkey. All right.
Hey,
All right, guys. That concludes the questions. We're gonna take a short break and then get into the Week 12 slate.
Happy Thanksgiving around the Felters, and if you're looking for the perfect Christmas gift, I got the best idea for you. Masterpiece Design. If you could think it, they can make it. They'll make any shirt for you that you want. Hit them up. Ed and Faith got you.
All right.
Giblets.
All right, everybody. Welcome back in. We're going to get right into the Week 12 predictions. So let's go. What do we got first, mister?
Mister? You're going to finish that? With Mr. what? Where are we going with that?
Mr. Barspitta.
I don't think anyone was anticipating that. First game on the Thanksgiving slate, the Green Bay Packers play at the Detroit Lions. The Lions are 7.5-point favorites. The over-under set at 47. Reagan,
Wow.
who you backing in this one?
I'm taking the Lions to win and cover. Also, my survivor pick of the week.
Woo!
So hopefully I am surviving after these boys get it done in Motown.
I love that. I'm also
Motown,
taking
baby.
Detroit
Motown.
straight up and against the spread. The Lions beat the Packers 34-20 back in Week 4, and that game was played in Lambeau Field. The Lions are very good at home. The Packers also are averaging 17.5 points per game over the last 8. That's not enough to keep up with Detroit.
I'm expecting a lot of points in this game because the Lions' defense sucks and the Packers' defense sucks.
Yeah, Lions'
The
defense has been
thing
struggling a
is,
little bit.
The Packers' offense may struggle a little bit because Aaron Jones, we didn't say it before in the breaking news, he's week to week, so he's not going to play.
Yeah, he's not going to play. I don't like A.J. Dillon,
No,
so it's going to be on Jordan Love's shoulders.
Exactly. So that, and not only that, Aaron Jones is a key factor in the receiving game as well. So that takes one of your most dynamic player on the offense out of the equation right off the bat. So, I mean, Jaden Reed should have a Jordan Reed. I'm thinking of the old Washington tight ends.
Yeah, sneaky play. I don't even know if you're going to be able to bet this, but Jaden Reed over rushing yards. He had over 40 last week on 3 carries with no Aaron Jones in the lineup. Maybe they get Jaden Reed involved even more in the run game. I don't know if you're going to be able to take that line, but something to look out for. Another big Jaden Reed game. Zach, what do you think?
But we'll see.
I mean, he's been playing good football. Maybe find the end zone again. I mean, he's been finding it a decent amount this season.
He's been solid this year for a rookie wide receiver. Definitely a top 5 rookie wide receiver.
With the Lions
top 4
defense struggling,
fantasy-wise.
though, A.J. Dillon with Aaron Jones out, 49.5 rushing yards is his line. What do you guys think about that?
Under.
49.5.
I'm not touching
I feel like
it,
he's
but
going to get
under.
20 carries, but he also might have 20 carries for like 46 yards. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's just so slow and
He's so
inefficient.
slow. He's so slow.
I mean, I could see him scoring a touchdown, but
I could. Honestly, that's a
I'm
line
going
I'd
under.
probably stay away from, but gun to my head,
under.
I would take the over, but I think he gets like 52.
Then you're
Like
dead.
he barely
You're dead.
gets it.
You're dead because
Barely
you trusted
gets
AJ
it.
Dillon. You're
Barely
dead.
gets
You're
it.
just dead.
Okay, let's move on, Reagan.
Bang,
The
you're dead.
Commanders at the Dallas Cowboys in the 4:30 slate. The Cowboys are 11-point favorites at home. The over/under is 49. Reagan, who are you backing?
Commanders spread and Dallas money line. And my reasoning for this is strictly because it seems that Sam Howell plays to his competition. When he's playing a bad team, he shits the bed. When he's playing a good team, he plays well. Also, for some reason, Washington always plays well against Dallas, and they always play well against Philadelphia. Like, while the Giants have Washington's number, they play well against these teams. They always compete against both teams. Last year, they won against Dallas. Granted, it was Week 18, but that was Sam Howell's first game, and that was the first time we saw him. He played really well. So, if you're going to give me 11 points, I'm going to take it.
So
In
I'm
a division game.
going to take Dallas straight up and against the spread
Wow.
just because Dallas beats every bad team by 20+ and they lose to good teams. Until it fails, I'm going to keep rocking with it. And I got a little sneak peek for you guys, a little teaser.
Okay, tease me.
So the Around the Felters, we're expanding it from 4 legs to 6 for a Thanksgiving special parlay. We're adding Zach, Mr. Logistics, and Big G, Mr. Graphic Designer. My leg will be CeeDee Lamb 100+ yards. He's coming off 3 games.
Receiving yards, just so you know.
Yeah, obviously, receiving
His
yards.
line right now is 91.5, so you get some extra juice in there for.
I'm adding extra juice. CeeDee Lamb over 100 receiving yards. He had 3 games of 10 catches, 150+ before last week, but he's going to bounce back. The Commanders have allowed the second most passing yards in the league. Dak is scorching hot. I mean, Tommy touchdown DeVito, about a boopy, just threw for 246 and 3 touchdowns despite getting sacked 9 times. And Darius Slayton had 5 for 82 and a touchdown in the first half before leaving with injury. CeeDee Lamb, 100+ yards, is a lock. Slam it. I am so confident.
I'm
It
so
is my
scared
parlay
now.
pick, and I want you all to embrace it with me. Let's enjoy Thanksgiving, win some money. CeeDee Lamb over. Colossal lock. I am so confident in it. Let's ride.
I'm gonna take it, but you're scaring me now with all these stats because you're just giving me all the reasons why it should hit, and whenever that happens, when you lay out all the reasons it's gonna hit, that's.
I'm
when
not
it
even
doesn't
taking
hit.
his over line. I'm betting 100+. Add some extra juice for you guys.
yeah.
Alternate line 100+ in the parlay. I'm slamming it like I slammed David Montgomery last week. It was a smash play.
Hey, yo!
Smash play.
Yeah, you slammed. Him.
Pause.
Reagan, with you saying being scared, besides CeeDee Lamb, let me read you a couple lines right here from some other Dallas receivers. Michael Gallup's line is 24.5. Ferguson's is 35.5, and Brandon Cook's 37.
I know-
Over, everybody. Zach throws for 400+ against the
I forgot your
Commanders
name's
secondary.
Reagan.
It's not. Thank God it's not. Thank God it's not.
Yeah, that'd be a shame. Reagan Tong.
Doesn't
Doesn't
sound
really
right.
flow.
It doesn't come
Doesn't
up
sound
with
right.
there.
Colin Loescher sounds a lot better.
Out of those guys, I mean, if you're not in love with CeeDee Lamb, which you're going to be betting him because it is a
Yeah.
fucking lock. But
I know for my leg of the parlay, I'm not going to touch Dallas because Colin's already doing CD and Garrett wants to do Ferguson, another sneak peek, which I think was 35.5 or 34.5, something like that. So I'm not going to touch any more Dallas because I don't want to do too much Dallas because that's just a lot of yards we need. But yeah, I like Ferguson over as well.
Give me Jaden Reed.
Okay.
Give him Reed.
Give him Reed.
Stay off the Reed.
And Brian
Stay off the
Robinson,
Reed.
Brian Robinson's been a great running back
Rob.
this year. Dallas has a great defense, but 41.5 rushing yards. That's his over. What do you guys think about that?
I kind of like his receiving
Under.
yards better. He's been playing well. I don't even know the line, but I feel like against this defense, I prefer his receiving yards because he's going to get a lot of pressure on Howell, so I think he's going to dump it off a lot. So I prefer to go Brian Robinson receiving than rushing.
Yeah, I'm going to lean under. I still got to figure out my pick. I haven't fully decided on one yet, but I'm going to probably stay away from this game and either touch the Seattle 49ers game or do something early on with Green Bay and Detroit. So,
I like that. All right, Reagan, now that you mentioned the Seattle-San Francisco game,
big bet of the week.
big bet of the week, guys. Want to do a Thanksgiving special for you guys. The line right now is 6.5, so Reagan and I made a handshake deal. I'm on the Niners. He's on Seattle. If Geno gets ruled
Let's
out...
shake it.
If Geno gets ruled out, we're taking the closing line. So if it's Drew Lock, we're assuming it's going to climb to 8.5, 9, maybe even 10. So we're going to take the actual line at game time, if Geno plays or not. And the loser, since we're going to Jets-Dolphins Friday, has to wear the turkey costume that if you're going to see the wheel,
You're
Little
gonna see
sneak
Gobbler
peek.
over
You're gonna see
here.
Gobbler Zach in the
Gobble,
turkey
gobble.
costume. You got to wear the turkey costume to the game, and we're going at 10 a.m. We're gonna be there till like 7 p.m. So you're in a turkey costume all day.
Yeah, it's also gonna be annoying because you're just gonna have all people coming up to you, like all the people, like, hey, look at you, man.
Yeah, good costume. Also, I don't know how warm that thing is, but I hope
You're
it's
like-
warm because it's
You're
gonna
gonna get
be
all the
cold.
like old guys like, hey, Thanksgiving was yesterday, fella. They're like, wow, that
is
turkey
totally
looks
gonna
cold.
happen.
You're pretty far away from the oven,
We're
young
gonna have
man.
some, turkey PTSD. They're not gonna want to
Yeah.
see some anymore.
You're like,
Oh,
oh, see, if I saw you yesterday, I'd probably eat you.
You're like, oh, I had too much of you yesterday.
It's gonna be something.
Get out of my face, huh? I don't want any more. My stomach.
It's
Oh,
gonna be
I'm
all
still
true.
feeling that. But
Oh, I'm a hunter. You better run, boy, or I'm gonna shoot you in the head. Too far.
that's too. The line was here. You went way over. You went way
even say
over.
that.
I love
enough
crossing
turkey talk.
Some guy just walks up. He's like, "Damn, I just stuffed that turkey."
Colin's like, oh, take me in the porta john over there.
Oh, yo, chill. All right, Reagan, why are you backing Seattle in this one?
Ah,
Colin's over there trying to take the turkey costume off Reagan.
Like, get it off, get it
I
off.
don't want to get stuffed.
oh gosh.
Hibernate today.
All right, back to the game. Back to why we're here. Why are we here? We're here to talk.
Why are we here?
Seattle.
We're here to talk ball. That's what
We're
we
here
do.
to talk ball, not turkey.
We're here to talk ball.
Getting too much into the holiday spirit.
Speaking of Thanksgiving, what's your favorite side? What's your favorite dish on Thanksgiving?
Well, I know what he's gonna say because he loves stuffing things, so probably stuffing.
I like
like-
stuffing.
I like my taters mashed.
I'm between mashed potatoes and mac and cheese. I'm gonna
Mac
go.
and
I'm gonna go
cheese
mac and cheese.
slaps.
Mac and cheese is good. Mac and cheese is very good.
It's very good.
So Reagan, can we get back to talking
Reagan,
ball?
what about you, man?
Mashed potatoes. I like them mashed, and I like them.
That's your favorite.
That's my favorite side. Yeah, I like my taters.
Any gravy on it?
Depends.
I'm a butter guy, not a
Depends.
gravy guy.
Oh,
Depends.
I don't
on
like
what-
gravy. Is that
Depends
crazy?
on if it's cut season or not.
Well,
You
'cause
know,
turkey's-
I've had
turkey's
some.
real dry. So
It
you
hasn't been
turkey
cutting
on it.
season for you recently.
You saying I'm looking a little porky because
A lot of
After
donuts,
those
a
eating
lot of
challenge,
pie.
yeah.
you know the guts had seen better days.
Right, Reagan. Why are you taking Seattle in this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is a crucial. I know this is a crucial game. It's a huge division game. I mean, Seattle loses this, they can pretty much kiss the division goodbye. While I understand that like the Geno Smith injury is a big concern, like this is strictly if he plays. Like my confidence, I'm gonna stick with it only because we want to do this for the big bet. So even if it's Drew Lock, like yeah, I'm not confident, but you know, I'll suck it up. It's good for the podcast. But this is strictly like a lot of my faith is in Geno Smith. Yes, it sucks Kenneth Walker's not playing, but the run game still seems to be pretty good with Charbonnet. I think they can, if they can establish the run.
No one establishes the run against San
I
Francisco.
think if they can do it in a sense where they can get the play action going, they have three like dynamic pass catchers, and I think Hufanga being out for the season is going to be a big loss. So I think the 49ers have a lot to figure out, and I think Seattle can do enough to get the cover. Because I do think the 49ers win this game. I
Yeah,
will say that.
I'm taking San Francisco. Since their bye week, they've won their last two by a combined score of 61-17. So they've been rolling once Debo and Trent Williams got back in the lineup. I mean, this is the team that we all thought they were going to be. That 3-game skid was kind of a reset for them. I just have faith that they're gonna get the job done, and I think they're going to win convincingly by 17.
Interesting.
All right, next, the Black Friday game that we will be at for the Around the Felt tailgate. The Dolphins are 10-point favorites playing at the Jets and Tim Boyle. The over-under is set at 41. I'm going Miami straight up, and I think they cover because I don't trust this Jets offense with anyone at quarterback besides Aaron Rodgers. I think this Jets defense allowed 32 last week to the Bills. I don't think the Dolphins are going to, I think they can get 30, but if they don't, I still think they're scoring at least 24, and I don't have faith in the Jets
So you
to
think,
score
you
14.
think the under hits then?
I think at 41, I said 24. Yeah, 24 to 10, maybe 31-10. It's right there. It's right there.
Yeah, I actually
Originally, he thought that the Dolphins were going to get 40 themselves.
Yeah, I originally thought the Dolphins were going to kill us. I've now changed my thought. I still think the Dolphins win.
Unbiased fan hat on.
No. This is specifically in me thinking this is a trap where everyone and their mother will be betting on the Dolphins to cover the spread because we usually see this. Like I just think everyone's going to be going to hammer the Dolphins, like because all the reasons there say the Dolphins should win this game easily and kill them, which makes me think it's a trap game in the sense that like you know what I might just take the 10 points because I feel like this line should be more because look at our offense like. I don't see how we put up points, but that makes me think that it's a trap and that I should take the Jets. So this is strictly me just like trying to big brain it and not trust it. And also, I've been doing really bad against the spread. So at the point that I'm fading myself. So if my gut's saying the Dolphins, then I'm not going to trust my gut. Because this gut has not... Ever since I ate the donuts, my gut went to shit. So
That's a good point.
So,
yeah, that's a great point.
So sometimes, because even my first thought, I've been, like, all my picks this week, for the most part, are strictly fading my first thought. Because I thought the 49ers were going to win that game and cover. And then I was like, you know what? I've been cold. So I'm going to trust my gut, or... fade my gut, so I'm doing it here again.
Fade the gut, boys.
Fade the gut.
Fade the gut.
Fade the gut.
If you go undefeated this week, special edition around the felt tee, it says fade the gut.
Just a picture of my gut
fade
on the shirt.
Fade the gut.
I hope to be full, too.
Oh, God.
16-0, Reagan. Let's see if you can go 16-0.
Tim Boyle, 158.5 passing yards on Friday. Reagan, what do you think, man?
I would say over, just because, like, if I'm not touching that line, but I would say over because it's just such a low line where it's just like taking under 158.
You're in it the whole entire
Also,
time.
they're probably going to be playing from behind, so I wouldn't be surprised if Boyle pushes 40 passing attempts.
Yeah.
But I think their only path to staying competitive is if you get Breece Hall going. But Breece Hall's been very good as a receiver, so
Yeah, when you have weapons like Wilson and Breece, like all it takes is one screen pass for them to break it big.
I really like Breece over receiving
Dude throws
yards.
like one touchdown for 75 yards. He's already halfway there, like off of a screen play.
25.5 for Breece.
25.5?
Yeah.
I
I
love
love
the
the
over.
over. Yeah,
I
I love the over.
love that. That's got to be someone's parlay pick.
With
We'll
the
make
game
a-
script, too, Breece's rushing
We'll
yards
probably
is
put out
49.5.
a same game parlay for that since we'll all be there.
Oh, I love that idea too. I love that idea. All right, let's get to the Sunday games, Reagan. The Bucks are at Indianapolis. The Colts are 2.5-point favorites at home. The over/under 43.5. I'm back in Tampa Bay straight up and against the spread. I just don't really have faith in either team, but when in doubt, roll with my boy Baker. I think
not?
this defense is going to play well against Minshew. Hopefully Mike Evans and Chris Godwin get going against this Colts defense. I mean, honestly, I'm just backing Baker in this one. That's the best I can give you.
Yeah, I'm taking
an ugly game.
I'm taking the Bucks because they have a great run defense. While last week didn't do amazing against McCaffrey, they still bottled him up in a sense, and also like that's one of the best rushing attacks in the league. Like the Colts want to run the ball, and I don't think they're going to be able to. And then you're really relying on Gardner Minshew to go down and destroy your secondary, which I don't think he'll do. So I'm taking the Bucks here in an ugly game, but I do think they win pretty convincingly here on the road.
I like it.
I could see it being like 21-10, like low scoring, because I think the Colts definitely made it some adjustments on the bye week because obviously their defense was a huge issue. So
I like that we're agreeing. It's not very often that we agree, brother.
sure.
All right, next, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 1.5-point favorites on the road at the Houston Texans. Huge game for the division. Huge playoff implications. The over-under is 48.5. Reagan, who are you taking in this one?
I'm taking Stroud and the boys to win because I think those Jaguars are frauds. And, hey, the Texans are at home. That's a nice add-on. You know, like, I really just do not believe in this Jaguars team. I'm sorry. Until they start to prove it, I'll believe in it. But right now, they've beaten the Bills in London, and that's it. They lost to this Texans team in week 1, and that was before we knew this was the Texans teams we were going to get. So I'm rocking with C.J. Stroud. He's been on fire, and I'm gonna keep it going. Keep rolling with him.
Yeah, this one makes me nervous. I went back and forth. I'm going to take the Jags in this one just because I feel like they have more experience. But the Jags' passing defense is bottom, I believe, 7 or 8 in the league. So, I mean, I think Stroud's still going to throw for 300+. But Lawrence finally had his big breakout game last week. I'm looking for him to continue that against this Texans secondary. Hopefully Ridley stays hot. I think Christian Kirk has a good bounce-back game. I think ETN has a good game on the ground. I think it's a high-scoring game. I think it comes down to the wire. And I think the Jacksonville Jaguars get it done at the end.
Yeah.
In fantasy, who do you guys like better through the rest of the year, Tank Dell or Calvin Ridley?
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell's been way more consistent. And also Tank Dell has put up like 150+ several times. Where Ridley's had 3 big games, I feel like Tank Dell's dropped, I think a couple times he had like 148, 149, if I'm not mistaken.
Plus, I feel like the Jaguars have a better defense at this point, so I feel like the Texans have a lot more opportunity to be chasing, which means more passing yards.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Ridley have 3 big games and a lot of duds, while we've seen Tank Dell have 3
lot more consistent.
bigger games than Ridley, and his floor is higher because he'll get you 50 yards.
Gets a lot of targets, too.
Yes, I like Tank Dell a lot. I'm kind of sick that I traded him away in Dynasty, but it's all right. I like that question, Joe. That was a good question. All right, next, Reagan. The Panthers are on the road at the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee's 3.5-point favorites. The over-under 36.5. The first edition of Bryce Young versus Will Levis. Are you backing your Titans in this one?
No, I'm not. I'm done. I'm rocking with the Panthers to win.
Waving the white flag, baby! Woo!
win and cover.
Mayo and coffee, a whole jar.
Well, like I said, I'm fading my gut.
He is fading that gut of his.
But I'm taking the Panthers to win and cover here. So the battle of the shit, and I'll take the points in this game because they're probably the two worst teams in the league right now. Probably.
I'm going to go Carolina as well, straight up and against the spread. I thought they were going to start winning games after the bye. Clearly, I was wrong. They've only won one game, but even for draft implication for the Giants, I want to root for the Panthers so bad. The Titans have been struggling since Levis' first game where he played really well. He's kind of come back down to earth and been okay. I know Young has struggled as well. But, Carolina last week limited CeeDee Lamb to, I think, 50 or 60 yards. So I think they have a better chance of limiting the Tennessee passing attack than the Titans limiting Carolina's. So I like Adam Thielen to have a good game in this one. I think Bryce Young has a good day. He outduels Will Levis, and they win straight up.
It's two struggling offenses. The over-under right here, 37.
37.
Wow. I like the
What do you guys
over.
think about
I think
that?
the over smashes. I think it smashes. I think this is a good rebound spot for both of these offenses. Both been struggling, and yeah, I think they both score in the 20s. I think it's a big rebound spot because both of these defenses have been very shaky.
It's a low total. It's a low total. I like the over as well. I do. I'd rock with the over there.
Yeah, I think it's just a good spot for both two rookie quarterbacks to have good games.
Speaking of over under, this next game is woo, and it's my Giants, baby. The Giants are home against the Patriots. And they are 3-point underdogs. I will be at MetLife Friday for the Black Friday, and then I'll be back at MetLife Sunday for this barn burner.
Now,
big
where can
draft.
people find you for autographs?
I'll be in Lot G on Friday. That's where the tailgate will be. I'll be in Lot F on Sunday. So if you want to get an autograph or take a picture with the Felters, let us know. But yeah, I'm gonna rock with the Giants at home, baby. I have to. How do I not rock with the Giants? It's an ugly game. It's two teams projected to pick in the top 5. Honestly, a lot of Giants fans are probably rooting for them to lose, but that's not my DNA. I root for my boys to win. I rock with my boys. So I'll be there in blue, rooting for my boys. I have no faith in New England's offense. I also have no faith in Giants, but at least the Giants have Saquon Barkley and Andrew Thomas. The Patriots have nothing. And Tommy DeVito, huh? So I'm going to rock with Tommy DeVito. They seem to be rallying behind him right now. It's a fun story. I think it continues. In the over-under 33.5, I'd still take the under.
Yeah, like I said, I'm fading my gut, so my gut tells me the Patriots, so I'm rocking with Tommy DeVito and the Giants.
Let's go! We got Reagan root for the Giants, baby!
My gut says, you know what? Bill Belichick against a young quarterback? He should destroy him. The Patriots defense should play great. It should be easy. But with that being said, Tommy DeVito is probably going to go out and pass for another 200+ and 2 touchdowns.
I'd love it. One of them to Barkley, please. That'd be sweet.
Sure.
Let's go, baby. I love that you're rooting for blue. I love it.
Sure.
Next, a big game for Reagan
I guess
and I.
no matter what, I'd be rooting for blue in that game.
Yeah, but real blue, not navy. All right, and big game for Reagan and I, considering the bets that we have in this division. The Saints are 1-point favorites on the road at Atlanta. Desmond Ridder is the starting quarterback. The over-under is 42. I think you guys all know I'm taking the Falcons and Reagan's taking the Saints.
Yeah, I went. This is no gut. This is strictly just business here. This is a business decision.
Business decision.
So, and I'm sure you could say the same for yourself.
This is strictly business.
This
I
is
got over 8.5.
This is like a business, biased fan hat on. The Saints got to get it done here. This is huge because like you said. You're on the Falcons over. I'm on the Saints over. So
this is huge for us.
Big
Huge swing.
Or we could get a tie, and then it's all right. But yeah, no, we both need this bad.
Two things give me a little bit of confidence in this one. I'm not very confident, but a little bit. One, the Falcons are at home. They play a lot better at home than on the road. It's a known thing when they play in Mercedes-Benz Dome.
Everybody knows that. Come on. Everybody knows that.
Before the bye, Bijan Robinson got way more involved in the offense. It seems like someone from up top told Arthur Smith, we took this guy 8th overall. Give him the fucking ball. So I like that Bijan is going to be getting more touches because his upside is just a lot higher than Algiers. He has an ability to make people miss significantly more than Algiers. One of the best juke moves in the NFL. So the fact that he's getting the ball more against a good Saints defense gives me a sliver of confidence that they'll pull this one out and keep my hopes alive.
But Taysom Hill. No,
Yeah,
I think it'll be big. That at least Derek Carr had the extra week to rest. So.
I like Taysom Hill touchdown.
You would think during the bye week they worked on some stuff because they got to get this run game going. So when you got Kamara, you went out and signed Jamal Williams, and then why am I blanking out? Who's the rookie? I'm blanking out.
Kendra Miller.
Miller.
He's hurt.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, you went out and paid Jamal Williams. Kamara's healthy. He's back off suspension, so you got to get the run game going. And Taysom Hill, I agree, touchdown because when they get to the goal line. he's like their first option.
Yeah, I like Taysom Hill as well.
Make sure you're playing him as
What do
your
you guys
tight
think
end.
about the over/under of this game? It's 42.5.
Staying away.
Staying away. Definitely staying away. I actually kind of like the under. I think it's like a
I'm staying away because
17,
these
14
games are either
game.
super low scoring or
20
they become like
17,
barn burners
20
within this
17.
division. It's always away. It's either like 10-7 or it's like in the 30s.
Yeah.
It's like no middle ground with this
I'd
division.
stay away too, but I'm leading under. All right, last game of the 1 o'clock slate, Reagan. The Steelers are 1-point favorites on the road at the Cincinnati Bengals, led by Jake Browning. Another low total, 34 in this one. Who are you backing?
I'm taking the Bengals, man.
I am too. I'm taking the Bengals as well.
You know why? And the main reason is, dude, like, they're 1.5-point favorites, really, with Browning. Like, I don't know. And the Steelers' offense is trash. Like, it's not good. Like, yeah, they fired Canada, but I don't expect things to magically just get better. I think it's more issues than just the OC. Like, obviously, I don't think they can get much worse, but there is that possibility, you know? Like, right now, it seems like Jalen Warren is the only way they move the ball downfield. Like, Pickens and Deontay Johnson are completely uninvolved right now, so I don't have a lot of confidence in this, and I think both defenses are good, but I could just see the Bengals offense, even with Jake Browning, I still feel like they're better right now.
Yeah, I agree 100% with everything you said, Reagan.
Thank
I think I don't have any confidence in the Steelers scoring more than 14 in this game, and I think even with Jake Browning at QB, that Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, Tyler Boyd make enough plays that they're able to get at least 17, 20 points and win a close one. So I'm going to take them as dogs. Also, as you mentioned earlier, I feel like everyone and their mother is going to be on Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, only a 1-point favorite with Jake Browning? And everyone's going to slam that, and I think the Bengals at home actually win this one.
Yeah, I don't want to make the same mistake I made last week where I took, whenever you're like, everyone and their mother's taking Pittsburgh, and sure enough, I took them anyway against Cleveland, so.
I took Pittsburgh as well.
With
I'm not.
Joe Burrow out, what are your guys' expectations with Jamar Chase in this game? And even
I'd say
the
he's
season?
probably still the number one wide receiver for fantasy.
You still plug and play, but you got to limit expectations. Like if that was your horse leading you to a championship, hopefully you have more around him because I think his ceiling's lower. He still has a high floor because who else are they going to pump the ball to, especially with Higgins out? So Chase is still going to get a ton of targets, I think, and I think the fact that Browning is more inexperienced, he might force the ball to Chase more as opposed to Burrow that can process defenses more, make big-time throws, and really spread the ball around. So honestly, I think Chase gets a lot of targets. He has a high floor in PPR, especially 1 point. So I think he's still very valuable, but obviously, yeah, the ceiling's not as high.
And we've seen Zach Taylor, like, when Jamar Chase wasn't happy in the beginning, like, manufacturing touches for him. So I think we see him lined up in the backfield a lot where they're making plays for him to get the ball.
Yeah, I think he's going to motion around a
it's
lot.
gonna be a lot
Get him
harder
in
to
the
get the ball
slot.
to him.
Get him in the slot. Easier throws for Jake Browning to make. Okay, well, that wraps up that slate. Quick break, and we'll be back. Happy Thanksgiving, Felters. You know what I'm enjoying with my Thanksgiving turkey? A nice, crisp glass of Worst Manhattan. It is delicious. We really enjoy it. Ken's been the man. Make sure you have it. It is the best. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Now let's get back to the episode.
All that.
Welcome back in, Felters. All right, let's get to the 4 o'clock slate. The Cleveland Browns on the road at the Denver Broncos. Denver's a 2.5-point favorite, riding a 4-game winning streak. Another low total, Reagan. 35 points in this one. Who are you backing?
I'm taking Denver to cover and the win, man. They're going to get it done. I got to keep riding the hot hand here, man. They've been playing really well as of recent. I believe they're on a 4-game winning streak.
I just said that. Yep.
So, sorry. Sometimes
Thanks for listening to me.
Sometimes I zone out.
I'm glad
I'm
you
just
just,
on
you know,
I'm just thinking about what I'm going to say, you know?
zone me out.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You know, sometimes
Yeah,
you got to do what you do. What you
Kind
do.
of disrespectful
Gabagoo,
to your,
you know,
to your co-host,
yeah,
but
it's okay. Anyway, this team's been on fire as of recent, so I'm just going to keep rolling with them right now. I really like what I've seen from Russ all season. While the passing yards haven't been there, the touchdowns have been there. Defense seems to have stepped it up. I mean, definitely not the same defense we saw with Miami, but they actually look a lot like the defense we saw last year, the defense that was holding teams to under 20 points like every single game. So
yeah, the Denver defense has been playing well, but they still have allowed the most rushing yards in the league thus far to this point. Granted, a little inflated when the Dolphins ran for all those yards on them, but they still have allowed the most, so take out that game. They're still very...
So probably a big Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt game, I imagine.
Yep, that's what I have right here. Big Ford game, and I think Ford is going to score. I'm backing Cleveland in this one, just because as soon as everyone starts talking about the Broncos, every time a team gets on a big winning streak and everyone starts gassing them up, here comes the downfall. So I think the Browns are able to limit Denver to 13 in this game.
So
I think their run game gets the job done, and they win a close one.
So you're saying the Ford dealership is open for business?
It is open. It's open on Sunday. That's for damn sure.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a good game on the ground for him because DTR hasn't shown that he can be an elite through the air yet.
No. No, he is not.
Not even close.
And due to that, fantasy reasons, if you've got Cortland Sutton and Amari Cooper in this game, who are you favoring due to these both pretty elite defenses?
Sutton, because like he just said, DTR just cannot throw the ball.
Also, I'd imagine that
And
Pat
Sutton's been on
Surtain
fire.
is going to probably spend more time on Amari. I don't know. I really don't love either option. I really don't. I mean, if those are your options, I'd try to hopefully start someone else.
Yeah,
But if I had to pick one, Sutton or Amari, I'm gonna go Amari ever so slightly. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel confident. I not at all.
No.
Not
It
at
sounded
all.
like you're having quite the internal conflict there.
I am.
Like,
That is
I don't
internal.
know.
That's gonna keep me up all night. Like, fuck, who would I start if that was me? All right, next, the Rams are 1-point favorites on the road at Arizona. Low spread, Reagan. I thought it'd be a little bit higher. I don't know about you. The over/under is 44.5. Who are you backing?
Cards. Just love what I'm seeing from this team right now. It's just with Kyler being back, man. His offense is humming right now. So
They scored 16 last week against
yes,
Houston.
I know, but they got stopped on a couple fourth downs. They were still moving the ball well. I don't know. It's clearly much better than what it was with Dobbs. And obviously Clinton too. But I mean, it's clearly much better. And James Conner coming back too is big. I expect a big week from him here, and I think they get it done.
I'm also taking Arizona just because the line's so low. I'm like, you know what? It's a sign from Las Vegas to take Arizona in this one. However, I do love this spot for Puka Nacua if Kupp is out. I think he's going to get funneled targets. I think he has 10-plus catches, which sucks because I'm playing you in fantasy this week and you have Nacua. But
Sorry.
I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm going to take Arizona in this one at home. I think the Rams just had a big win against Seattle, and not a lot of people anticipated that. I think they come back down to earth.
Yeah, fair enough.
Next, a big game, Reagan, in the 4 o'clock slate. The Bills at the Eagles. Eagles are 3.5-point favorites at home. The over-under 48.5. This is an upset that I am really looking forward to see happen. Right after the Eagles beat the Chiefs on the road in Arrowhead. They're 9-1. They're the best team in the league right now. Here comes Buffalo, sneaking into Philly. New OC. Looked really good last week against a good Jets defense. Philly's allowed the 8th most passing yards in the league. So let's see Josh Allen sling the ball in a big game. I'm going to go with the Bills. Classic letdown spot. Stephon Diggs bounce back game. Give me the fucking Bills.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles here because, the Bills' offense looked better. The Eagles actually have an offense, so they're not going to be turning the ball over like the Jets were last week with our great quarterback play. So I really think we didn't see a ton out of the Bills' offense yet. Like, it was good what we saw, but they got the ball in great position a couple times, and then Shakir had a big play. Like, I wasn't super impressed from what I saw yet, so I'm not going to rant like, oh, the Bills are back, like, yet. I
think this is their coming out party.
Yes,
I think
and if it happens, it happens. But till I actually see it, I can't ride with the Bills. I can't buy in until if they get it done this week and beat the Eagles, I'm bought in. But I need to see it to believe it.
Fair enough. It's definitely a ballsy. I'm surprised the line's only 3.5.
I wouldn't say it's super ballsy.
I would have felt like the line would be like 5.5.
Buffalo's still got a lot of guys on the team.
Yeah, but they have a lot of injuries, and Philly did just beat Kansas City.
Yeah.
2-star wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Stephon Diggs. A.J. Brown is minus 115 to score a touchdown, while Stephon Diggs is plus 105. What do you guys prefer more in that game?
They both score.
I think they both score too. But I like the odds on Diggs because I think he's going to get in the end zone
Brown,
here.
Because I think he's going to get in the end zone.
If I had to take one,
A.J. Brown having one catch last week, he's upset too. He wants to get the ball.
Yeah, if you put a gun to Collins' head, I'm taking Brown for him.
I'm gonna take Diggs. I like Diggs against the Philly secondary because I don't think they'll be able to run the ball very efficiently. The Eagles have the best run defense in the league.
James Cook does have some juice to him.
I know, but the Eagles have the best run defense in the league. I mean, we just saw Pacheco have a huge game, but that just hasn't happened all year. Like in the first half,
he
they
also
allowed
wanted
the most.
James Cook plus 230 scored a touchdown in this game.
I'm not touching that. The Eagles haven't allowed a rushing touchdown since week 2, besides the one that they let Breece Hall score. So I'm fading that all day.
Besides,
yeah, the one they let him score, but.
Oh, let him score,
All right, next,
matter.
Reagan.
Don't matter when to
Speaking of the Chiefs, they're 8.5-point favorites on the road at the Raiders. The over/under set at 43.5. I'm
taking the Chiefs.
Straight up and a cover?
Yeah.
I actually have the Chiefs straight up, but I think the Raiders cover in this one. Do you know the Chiefs haven't scored a point in the second half in the last 3 games?
I did not.
Something is wrong with this offense, and if I had to take a gander at what it was, it's the wide receivers because they can't catch the ball. They're not getting open.
Well, I mean, Kelsey had some drops too.
Yeah, Kelsey did not play well on Monday. He did not play well on Monday.
His girl wasn't in the stands.
I mean, he cost me because now I have to go bowl and eat a ton of pizza and drink pitchers of beer.
Sorry.
The punishment. But, that was a disappointing loss by the Chiefs. The fact that they had 2 red zone possessions, that they did not get any points, I'm very pissed off. I thought they were going to run away with that game. But, yeah, I do think they win in this game, but I think Las Vegas hangs around. I think Jacobs has a solid game. Adams, they're clearly getting him more involved. Double-digit targets in back-to-back weeks. I think the Raiders do enough to cover. And with the way the Chiefs' offense has looked, granted, the Las Vegas defense is not good, but I think they can hang in there and lose by a touchdown.
This is why I think the Chiefs are going to win and cover here. They just got embarrassed against the team that they beat in the Super Bowl last year. And you know what happens? Every time the people start to doubt the Chiefs, like, oh, they got all these issues. They're not the same team we saw. What do? They go and instantly shut up the media always. So I think this is a game where they just come out and destroy the Raiders. The Raiders, yeah, they got all the juice coming right now. They just played well against Miami. They beat the Jets. They beat the Giants. They show why they're a better team. They silence the media. They get it done. They kill the Raiders. 35-10. Calling it now.
Who do you think has a better week in fantasy? Devontae Adams or Travis Kelce?
I'd say it's a weird one because it's tight end wide receiver. But I'd say
Technically, they're
Kelce's
wide receiver
essentially
I
one.
would say Kelsey.
I'd say Kelsey, too. I don't see Kelsey having another bad game. Like you said, they're going to be pissed off. I think Kelsey in particular is going to be pissed off considering he lost to his brother and he had that costly fumble. So I think Kelsey comes out here and has a vintage Kelsey game. I think he has over 100. So I'm going to rock with Kelsey as well. Next, the Ravens, 3.5-point favorites on the road at the Chargers. The over-under is set at 47. God, I love the over. I'm backing Baltimore
46.5.
straight up and against the spread in this one. This is, I'm conflicted here because, I'm basically waving the white flag. There's no way the Chargers win out. They're not winning 10 games.
Woof, woof, get this dog in a cage.
I do Baltimore over as well, so I like that. Reagan.
Can you make some dog noises for the camera?
Did you know that?
Zach?
Wow, that's a little weenie dog.
Can someone better neuter that little wiener dog
That's a
over there?
Rottweiler. Reagan, did you know that Baltimore has scored 30-plus 5 games in a row?
I know.
And when you have Justin Herbert on the other side, with a defense for the Chargers that has allowed the most passing yards in the league, does that not scream over to you?
It does, so I guess we're taking the under because I feel like every time it seems like all the logic makes sense.
Don't fade me. I'm hot.
No, I'm just not going to touch it, or I'll tell you. But what I'm going to say is this is my upset pick of the week. I'm taking the Chargers. This is basically you win here, you keep your season alive. You lose here, it's over. Pack it up, Staley. Get out of town. But yeah, no, I think the Chargers got something to prove. I think the wide receivers are going to step up big here. I'm expecting a big Keenan Allen game as well as Eckler. I mean, Eckler's got to step it up, man. Like, he really does. Like, Herbert needs some help. I think this defense is – we could see them get – if they can get some pressure early on and, make Lamar uncomfortable, they can win the game.
That's the only thing for the Chargers defense they have going for them is their edge rushing tandem. But isn't Joey Bosa out?
I'm not sure. So we'll have to check that out. I mean, I doubt they would have ruled him out yet. I guess you never know, but it's a Sunday night game, and we're recording this on the Tuesday, so I feel like it'd be pretty early to rule him out.
He was carted to the locker room with a foot injury 2 days ago.
But they didn't, rule him out. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they've really said anything about it yet because it's still early in the week.
Brandon Staley, cagey about an in-season Joey Bosa return.
Yeah.
He's in a walking boot. He's not playing.
No.
He's not playing.
All right.
So I love the over.
Khalil Mack, man. Got to step it up.
Yeah, because they allow so many passing yards, but those edge rushers were the only thing kind of keeping them in games defensively.
Yeah.
Now you lose one of them. A lot of pressure on Khalil Mack, who has 11 sacks this year, but 6 were in one game. You'd like to see him.
Crazy. It's 11 sacks.
You'd like to see him, be a little bit more consistent. But yeah, I think Baltimore rolls in this one, but I do love the over. I think they win 31-21.
Wow.
9 touchdowns in the past 5 games for Gus Edwards. I think that streak continues.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Gus the Bus will score in this one.
I don't know. It depends.
He's my flex 2 in one league, and I'm loving it. This guy just pounds it in from.
I'm gonna say
no
because I'm predicting some of these sports books to put out some weird boosted Gus Bus promo to score a touchdown where it's he's scored 9 in his past 5 games. We're boosting it to plus 200 for him to score, and it's not gonna hit, and they're gonna make a ton of cash.
I could see that happening because it is a Sunday night game, so yeah, there will be a Gus Bus.
And
beep back in the bus.
It's just a ridiculous amount of touchdowns.
So. What? You want to say hi?
Yeah, hi.
All right, Reagan. Last game of the week, Monday night. The Bears are at Minnesota.
The Bears.
The Bears. The Vikings are 3.5-point favorites. The over/under at 43. Who you backing here?
Hold on. I lost my train of thought.
You heard your pops go, the Bears.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually not going with the Bears. I'm going with the Vikings to cover and win here. I'm going with Dobbs, man. I'm rocking with him. Jetta's hasn't been officially ruled out yet. It sounds like from what he came out and said, he goes, I don't care about your fantasy teams. Like, I guess a ton of fantasy owners have been hitting him up saying to play, which is always funny if people like to think that, like, them hitting up a football player is going to change anything of what he does in his return. But, yeah, I'm going to roll with the Vikings here. I mean, the Bears clearly don't want to win games, and they find ways to blow the lead as they did last week. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Minnesota in this one.
What'd he say?
Just said sorry. He's making some noise back there.
Sweat's gonna tag him.
Sweat's going to tag him. Who are you taking?
The Bears.
All right, there you go.
Chicago.
Oh, you're the funny
We
guy.
got a funny guy. We're in his house, though, so we can't really say anything.
Yeah, we're actually paying him. I think he might up our rent from $0
For the
From the sounds
studio.
of it.
Yeah, I'm going to back Minnesota as well in this one. No faith in this Bears team at all. They're terrible, but I do think this is going to be a sneaky high-scoring game because the Dolphins did look better with Justin Fields last week. They did score 27 on the Lions. I think DJ Moore has a good game, but I just think the Vikings with Josh Jacobs, yeah, their winning streak came to an end last week in a game that they should have won. I think they get back on track here and keep the momentum rolling.
Yeah, I respect that. I
What
respect that.
Bears running back are you trusting more? In
None.
fantasy or
0. Don't trust any of them. Because
I mean,
Deontay Foreman's hurt, so it's
Yeah,
Herbert.
if Foreman plays.
I think Foreman's going to be... I think you got to stay away from Foreman. If I had to pick one, I'm going to go Khalil Herbert over Roshan Johnson because we've seen Roshan's role diminish significantly. Although he is the bigger back, and Herbert's kind of the change of pace guy, but
I don't think you can.
Herbert's
yeah,
shown more.
I think they're all stashes at this point. I don't think you could really play any
Yeah, I
of
wouldn't
them.
feel confident starting any of them. But if
No.
I had to take any props, like if you told me Herbert like 30 rushing yards or 40 rushing yards, I mean, I wouldn't mind it.
You won't mind it.
I would not mind it. But I'd
Does
much
not mind
rather
it.
take DJ Moore props in this one. And if no Jefferson, I love Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson as well.
All right, well, we'll see. We're finally back to a 16-game slate. I'm excited. We got a big weekend. 3 games on Thursday for Thanksgiving, a Black Friday game, multiple Sunday games, and 1 Monday game. I mean, come on. It's like football every single day. This is awesome.
It's one of the best
And we got
football
college on
weekends of the year.
Saturday. I think, yeah, man, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We will just have a game every day. It's awesome.
Yeah, this is the best slate in the regular season, like the best week for it, until Wild Card Weekend. Wild Card Weekend is a lot of fun because you have so many games all
Yeah.
weekend. But
And make sure you're all following us on Instagram because we're going to be pushing out a lot of content. That's where you'll see all the different graphics for our
Lot of
parlays
clips.
and wheel spins. So if you guys want to back it and bet it with us, make sure you do it. So
you want to
gotta
win
follow us
some
on
money,
Instagram.
man? What are we up? Like
But we're not guaranteeing that. We're not guaranteeing
we're not
that.
guaranteeing it, but I believe we're up 46 units on the season. So
Bet
it's pretty
responsibly
pretty
always.
damn good. Pretty damn good.
Yep. All right, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Gobble,
Gobble,
gobble. Oh, wait.
Gobble,
wait.
gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
Dude, that was such a good pod. That might have been our best pod.